Vimal, I'm representing Touch Money for today. I'm here to present on the first product, which is Versa, basically a cash management solution. Now, there are a lot of digital platforms currently in the market specific to investments, whether it's robo-advisory, whether it's P2P funding or lending, or even equity crowdfunding. But there's not many in the market that's catering to trying to monetize your savings, right? So if you look at the problems currently in the market, number one, options. You have to choose between yield or flexibility, meaning that it's either your savings account, current account, or you put in a fixed deposit. Savings account, current account, lower interest rates, but you can liquidity very high, or you put in your fixed deposits where much higher interest rates, but you are bounded by 3 months or 6 months or even 12 months, right? Then the other factors are also trust. Whether there are any other products out there in the market, can you trust it? What is the risk factor to it? What is the liquidity? How fast can I get my money? And lastly is, if there are other products out there in the market, people don't know if they are qualified for those products. So if you take a quick look at the Malaysian bank rate comparisons, if you look at the savings account, you can see there's a very, very small percentage that you earn keeping your money just purely in your savings account. Then you get your FD, whether it's 3 months or 6 months. Yep, 3 months, you keep it for 3 months. If you withdraw it, if any emergency comes up and you need to withdraw it within the 3 months, you get a penalty fee and you get all the interest wiped out. Same goes to the 6 months. Now, these two columns here, something I want to bring your focus to is money market funds. Now, not many people know about money market funds, but it's actually an asset class that has an interest rate as high as fixed deposits, but a very high liquidity, T+3 only. But currently, money market funds are only made available to high net worth individuals and large corporates. As you can see here, based on the banks, some of them as low as 1,000 and as low as 10,000 ringgit to qualify for money market funds. A fund manager here, you can see the interest rate is about 3.74% per annum, but the lowest, the amount that you need to invest in to be able to qualify for this product is 10,000 ringgit. That's where Versa comes in. It is a digital cash management platform that allows the users, whether it's SME or retail users, to be able to access to money market funds to protect their savings and protect their cash. How it works is basically, Versa works with a particular fund manager. The current fund manager that we are currently signing on, we will be able to issue 2 products. One is a Sharia compliant money market fund. Second is a non-Sharia compliant money market fund. And the interesting thing about these 2 money market funds is it is currently of 100% deposits. So it's not a money market fund which has commercial papers, bonds, or any other investment terms in there. Now, so the investors, whether it's again SMEs as well as retail users, they sign up onto the platform. KYC, KYB all done digitally into the platform. And the 4 advantages that we have is, number one, money market funds are tax exempted and their returns are actually higher than the savings account. Secondly is you get liquidity and flexibility T+3, so you don't have the issue of the fixed deposits anymore. Low risk investments, because the 2 money market funds that we have are of 100% deposits. And lastly, experienced fund manager. The fund manager that we're currently working with is actually the 3rd largest in Malaysia. They have an AUM of about 52 billion ringgit. Now, revenue streams. For phase 1, there will purely be revenue streams coming from money market funds, meaning that we will get a cut from the management fees of the AUM. And the fund manager that we're currently working with has agreed to give us a 50% sharing. So right now, their management fees are about 30 basis points, so they'll be sharing 15 basis points with us. The second phase and third phase is where we will produce new products. The one that we're currently looking at is card issuance. Why card issuance is we are going to give them a much higher liquidity, meaning leveraging on your funds in your money market funds. Meaning that you will be able to get a debit card, which all SMEs currently now have difficulties in getting it, and you will be able to give you a balance based on the amount leveraging on your money market funds. Third is also be able to move on to products like invoice factoring as well. Now, the opportunity here in Malaysia, these are basically numbers pulled out from Bank Negara. In your CASA account, which is basically savings and current account, on a monthly basis, there's about 1.8 trillion ringgit that is being kept in there. For fixed deposits over a year, 550 billion. Fixed deposits within 1 to 3 months, 80 billion. Versa's target in 5 years is actually an AUM of 4 billion, where it will be built to be sustainable. Now, the current low-hanging fruits will be actually the 80 billion ringgit, where you have fixed deposits between 1 to 3 months. Now, other digital players, you can see here, you've got your robo-advisors, you've got even stock markets, you've got P2P guys, and also other digital platforms which have higher risk but also higher returns. But this is very much catering to cash that you put aside for investments, meaning that you go in with the thought that, okay, I can actually lose this cash. But when it comes to Versa, it's very much catering to your savings, meaning that we're going to be able to tell you that the chances of you losing your savings is literally second to none. Yes, the team. So basically, Wei Xiang is one of the founders of the team. Unfortunately, he sends his apologies, he couldn't make it here. He has a small little thing that his wedding is tomorrow, so he got me to come on board on instead. So basically, Xiang's background is he was the founding partner of a boutique VC firm called True Happiness Capital. Also an early investor in fintech companies such as Money Match as well as Kaysha. Myself and Gokula, we play the roles of an advisor, and also we've got consultants actually, and advisors. We've got Mr. Chan, formerly of Usaha Tegas, Director of Usaha Tegas, as well as Dato' Nur Azman, the current Chairman of UEM.
Vimal, if you can wrap up.
Yeah. So just quick milestones, basically phase 1 until phase 3, we're looking to launch phase 1 by Q2 2020 as well phase 3 by Q3 2021. And we're looking to raise 2.5 million ringgit at a pre-money valuation of 8. We're already currently in discussion with lead investor. We will be potentially raising up to about 1 million ringgit. And that will be it. Yes.
All right, thank you.
Questions?
Questions from the judges? Yeah.
How far is the development of the software?
Okay. So if I just go back here, right now the software, it was initially planned for a BRT sometime December, so the product is almost ready to be rolled out. But due to our regulations, providing the licenses and all that, what is happening is because we will be launching first as a technology service provider for our fund manager. So we will be launching the product under their branding. So that will be launched in sometime quarter 2 2020. And then we will proceed onto the licensing application and things like that. And once Versa receives its own licensing, we will relaunch the product in quarter 3 2020 under the Versa name.
You haven't started any licensing for your...
We've started the process, but it's a long process. It takes up to about 6 months to be able to obtain it. So this is a license from Securities Commission. So it's a license, it's called a D-Suite, where it's dealings restricted to unit trusts and securities. Because basically we are distributing the funds run by the fund manager.
The phase 2 looks like you're doing an e-wallet of some sort. That's BankNegara, right?
It's BankNegara, but it's not exactly an e-wallet. So basically what we do is for the card issuance, it's actually an electronic money issuance, where you'll be able to produce cards, but leveraging on the funds that is remaining in the money market.
So the repositories in your company license under Securities Commission?
Yes, so the phase 1 will be a license by Securities Commission. Phase 2 will be licensing by BankNegara.
That's what I'm saying. Under what license? As a issuing...
Yes.
So what are the returns that they can expect? Because FD will probably get about 3, right? So what can you look forward to?
So right now, for the money market funds that the fund manager is providing, we're looking at anywhere between 3.4 to 3.7% per annum. Yes, this is net that is received by the users.
What is your operating cost? Your timelines are very, very rigid, sir.
Yeah.
I feel like it's very aggressive.
Yes.
What are your operating costs a month?
So right now the burn is around 50,000 per month, more on development and also HR. So we've raised previous funds before. We've raised close to about 700,000 before. That's currently being used for the development of the product.
How are you reaching out to B2B?
Yeah. So the very first target market is going to be SMEs. So the number one thing that we're going to be doing is actually leveraging on the network that is built by True Happiness Capital as well as Kaysha. So Kaysha is basically a merchant acquisition arm for Alipay and also WeChat. So they've got about close to about a few 100,000 merchants in there that we're going to be leveraging on that first to be able to get the users to come on board. And then working with different platforms like say Ringgit Plus, working with other platforms who have access to SMEs to be able to get them to come on board.